The organization that's been terrorizing our city for years, burning businesses, attacking police, and pretending the things they're doing are for justice. Well, guess what? That mask just got completely ripped off. Today we have a lot to get into, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more. Long and behold, we finally know who's bankrolling all of this chaos, who's been organizing these spontaneous protests, and who's been pulling the strings behind this radical movement. The timing couldn't be any more perfect because for years, conservatives have been called crazy for saying that Antifa isn't just random angry college kids at a protest. It has been an organized, coordinated, and politically protected operation. And President Trump just proved it. These people aren't just protesting, they are destroying. They set fires, they beat innocent people in the streets, they vandalize and destroy small businesses, they threaten reporters, all while doing it in the name of fascism. The irony, they are the real fascists. When President Trump and the White House targeted and named these individuals and the organizations behind them, it sent shockwaves through the political world. And for years, the media even refused to even acknowledge that Antifa existed. Remember that? CNN news anchors would even call it a myth. And the Democrats even laughed it off, calling it an idea of well-connected ties to radical nonprofit groups. And what President Trump is saying is that there's no more hiding. And it also calls for an investigation to find out who is funding the operations. And that is what's going to be President Trump's leverage for going after the names. But the order does not specify a list of names or rank and file affiliated by name. And while at a White House roundtable, President Trump said that his administration would be very threatening in the pursuit of Antifa. Trump has also publicly accused certain members of leftist activist groups and networks and liberal nonprofits of backpacking and aiding Antifa for their money and ideology. Now, let's talk about what happens next. Because this exposure is not just about their accountability, it's also about diminishing their influence for good, totally wiping it out. And once those names are public, the investigations will start. Find the money, follow the money, and you will find the truth. These people aren't just ghosts anymore. They are real, identifiable, and vulnerable to the same justice they've been trying to avoid for years. And when that happens, the narrative will collapse. The media can't protect them, the politicians can't shield them, and the American people who have been gaslit for years will finally see how deep all of that rot goes. Let's take a look at this clip of President Trump speaking at the White House roundtable addressing Antifa on October 7th.
Assaulted, I've had guns pulled on me, I've been bear sprayed, I've been beaten down, I've been almost killed. So my question for all of you is, how would you feel if every time you showed up to work, masked militants tried to kill you? Because that's how we feel. That's our lived reality. And you guys go and tell us that we're liars, the riots aren't that bad, right? I've never seen any of you guys on the ground. In fact, I've never seen anybody representing the companies you work for on the ground. You guys come to us for interviews that never get published. Stop saying we're lying. We're not. We risk our lives every day to do the job that you guys are too afraid to do.
What network would you say is the worst, if I could ask?
Oh, man, yeah, that's a real tight spot.
Honestly, it's a simple question.
Well, there's a lot of people in this pool, and I would say I'm not talking about Fox. I'm not talking about Newsmax or any outlet that resembles them, so I'll let you guys put the pieces together on who I'm exactly talking about.
Who would you say? Which network?
MSNBC, for sure.
Oh, they're terrible. I agree. They're
CNN, probably close, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rate it that way, yeah. MSNBC, that's Brian Roberts.
Yeah.
That he allows that to happen is a disgrace.
Absolutely.
And CNN is second.
Yeah, second.
I would say CNN is not quite as bad as MS.
MSNBC is not really a news site anymore.
Oh, MSNBC is sick. Yeah. They're sick.
Well, sir, it's also just the stories that they publish about what's the ICE enforcement operations that are so heavily slanted that it's no longer, as I was saying, no longer just Antifa, but Americans that are becoming radicalized. So they've been very irresponsible with how they've been reporting.
Who is that?
MSNBC, for example,
would you rate them the worst?
Probably. An operation in Southern California about how a father of 3 Marines was arrested, and they made it seem like they just did it because he's brown. But there's video of that same man charging at the agents with a weed whacker. Now, I've worked with weed whackers back in the day, and you don't want to be in the receiving end of one of those. So that's why he was arrested, but the story was presented as if it's a brown guy just simply being arrested. And I've been around ICE agents, and I'm a citizen, so I feel fine. But it's just that's why it's not just Antifa. It's not happening in a vacuum. It's
working in conjunction. I think they work in conjunction with some of the media. I think ABC is very bad. I think NBC is very bad. And CBS has a new owner, so we have hope for CBS. CBS has a great new owner, my opinion. But I will tell you, ABC is terrible. NBC is terrible. NBC's MSNBC too. They changed it. They moved it over.
In that clip, we can hear that a journalist is expressing how life has been with all of the riots and the dangers that are coming with it. And we see that President Trump is responding, asking, who do they think is in connection? Who's putting out the media showing Antifa as righteous? And they talk about it. They say that their biggest person, their biggest news outlet is MSNBC. Trump calls them sick. And they also speak a little bit about CNN as well. So we can see that Antifa has become a big problem for this administration, and they're doing things to try to understand it better so they can stop it. But the question is, how do we ask the hard questions, and will we get answers to them? Now, I want to look at a tweet that reads, breaking. The girlfriend of a top Antifa leader just flipped and handed over a list of high-ranking names tied to their operations. Sources say the list includes well-known public figures and major donors. The fallout could be catastrophic for the radical left. The house of cards they built on chaos is finally starting to collapse. And in the posts, we can see people dressed in all black with the word saying, Antifa's inner circle just cracked wide open. Names dropped, secrets spilled, the dominoes are about to fall. And from that tweet, we can see that a major collapse is about to take place. When all of this gets revealed, it's going to shock a lot of people, and I can't imagine what's going to happen after. Lastly, I want to take a look at the mugshot of some of the Antifa members allegedly. In the photo release of the alleged Antifa members, we can see why they are all wearing masks. From looking at it, they look like they want to cause trouble. Nothing about them screams peace. Not one bit. From only looking at the photo for a couple of seconds, many things are coming to mind. Half of them look like they're all on drugs. They have colored hair that's cut off in weird shapes. Their eyes look dazed over. Their faces look damaged. They look like they've been in war. They look like they have thrown stuff and been thrown back with stuff too. And one thing about all of these faces right now, we don't know who they are. None of them stand out. None of them show anything to us. But I best believe that when we get all of the names and we find out who is funding them as well, especially with some of the top leaders, a lot of people are going to be hurt about this situation. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on KW Lawholic.